All right, welcome to Sport Talk on Enterprise TV, where we give you all the latest from what is happening in the world of sport. If you are joining us for the first time, please do well to follow us across all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. My name is John Olashkomi. Join me and let's ride together. This afternoon, I won't be doing it all alone. I've got very important personality in the studio with me this wonderful afternoon. Victor Ayeton Daminelli, welcome to Sports Talk this afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, John. It feels good to be here. And it feels good to see you. You're looking bright.
Don't talk
I
about
can see you are sporting the color of blue color from Inter Milan. Are you Inter all the way? I know you are a
At all.
So, well, it feels good to be, at least if Juve is not in the Champions League, you can support Inter.
Of course, Man United in the Champions League. But it's okay, it's all good. All right, moving on. Let's start with local football. We'll be starting with the under-20. Flying Eagles defender talking about Emmanuel Chukwu says the team is determined to start their campaign at the 2025 Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations on a winning note. Aliyu Suberu's men will open their campaign against the young Carthage Eagles of Tunisia at the June 30 Stadium, Cairo, on Thursday today. Now, Victor Ayeton, talking about age grade football, most especially the under-20. In my own opinion, I feel the last time that we had a tournament was under the period of Samson Siasia, Netherlands 2005. During the Mikel Obi, Taiwo, late Isaac Promise, Adebayo Olufemi, and co. And ever since then, we've been struggling to make impact in the age grade, most especially at the under-20. I remember the what is it called? Ahmed Musa set. They didn't really do well the Brownie Day. And now, this is another good set for men. The likes of Akparobo, who is making waves, most especially in Africa. Even CAF also recognize him that among the stars to watch. He was mentioned talking about Akparobo and co. So what are your thoughts? We'll be playing our first game today against Tunisia. Do you have what it takes to go all the way? Because this is our ticket to the World Cup. Once you reach the semi-final, automatically you go to the World Cup. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on this under-20 general?
Yeah, personally for me, I think it's actually been a long time that we've actually, gone to the under-20 World Cup, and we've done well. I think the last time we went was probably we got to the quarterfinals, if I'm correct.
Yes, of course.
And we've not really done so great. I think the last time we went was in Argentina. We got to quarterfinals. We beat the host, and then we fell off eventually to the Korean team. So the problem has actually been with us that we've always, quote unquote, we always cheat in age grade football. The cheating thing, but it has now been reduced due to the MRI scan and all that. But I think with this group current set of players that we have, they have what it takes to still, of course, go far in the competition. And of course, we're playing against Tunisia. Of course, Tunisia, we know the North African football teams, they've gotten their onions right over the years.
Yes,
that's why you see the likes of Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt, they are doing very well. Algeria, they're doing very well. So we have our work cut out against a good team that also good in implementing age grade football. So, but the fact is that on our day, we can beat these people. Even our Super Eagles on our day, we can beat the North African teams.
Come on, don't talk about
we can on our
day. Super Eagles
on our day. That's what I said on our day. So I feel like if we do what is right, the players that we have, I mentioned Parobo and co. If we
Bamei and co. Fantastic.
So if we do what is right, we should be able to get 3 points. And once we get 3 points, it's a step further to get into the World Cup, to get into that World Cup ticket. Because, of course, it seems our age grade football is actually dwindling, and we don't want to continue in this stead. I know our problem from time, integration. We don't integrate well into the national team. That's why it seems that Ahmed Musa, since that time, is still in the national team. And we need more players, really. Because when the Osimens and Iheanacho and co, when they go, age is no more Osimens again. Look at his age. Now, before you know, he's knocking down on the door of 30. And we also need more players to actually implement into the national team, and this is where it actually starts from. The under-17s, the under-20s, and all that. So let's see if they can get it right. But hopefully, I think maybe a lone goal win or so.
So I feel after this tournament, Parubo should just be called up to the national team so that you can understudy the likes of Ademola, Lookman
and co. And start integrating little by little, because of somehow when this tournament is over, we discard these players and bring in new under-20. It has always been like that, rinse and repeat.
Because I remember after 2005 World Cup,
Yes.
Mikel Obi, Taitawo,
And
Obina Unsofo, they were called up to the national team. They
team.
went to the Nations Cup in 2006.
And they were integrating. So, and they played the World Cup, 2010 World Cup, went to 2014 World Cup. We've not seen that kind of steady integration in a while. So hopefully, if we can actually do that, we should be able to, of course, bring in new set of players.
Still pounds on the head coach, Aliou Zibeiru.
Yes.
I don't think, for me, no disrespect to Aliou Zibeiru, but I just feel he's not the man for this, for the job.
Personally, for me, you know the particular one that has been there over the years.
Salisu Yusuf?
It seems Susan have been born. Salisu Yusuf has always been the 20 coach. At least we have a change. We have a change of face now. But let's see what Aliou Zibeiru can do with these boys. Of course, we probably should be getting better quality, because I'm sure if you go to our local leagues, there can be still some coaches that can handle these boys better. But the NFF and co has appointed this man, so let's see what they can do with them, and hopefully we get a win against the Tunisian side.
All right, correct score. Nigeria-Tunisia, 4 p.m. Nigerian time.
Let's say a 2-1 win.
In favor of Nigeria?
Yes.
All right, let's see how it goes. All right, away from the under-20, let's move straight to foreign football. We'll be starting with UEFA Champions League. Barcelona twice battled back to draw 3-3 at home against Inter Milan in a rip-roaring first leg of their Champions League semi-final at Montjuic Olympic Stadium on Wednesday. Denzel Dumfries scored twice for Inter, who led 2-0, and then 3-2, while Barca's 17-year-old starlet Lamine Yamal dazzled with a brilliant individual effort to kickstart the host fight back. For me, Lamine Yamal took it personal. As if I don't care what will happen tonight. At 17, he already played his 100 games for Barcelona yesterday. Before that game, I told some of my colleagues, I said, I saw Ronaldo at 17, I saw Messi. They didn't do up to Lamine Yamal. But they were like, back then, they really had great defenders. I said, if this Lamine Yamal play against Nesta, if he play against Maldini, he will still show them Pepe.
Yes, he would, definitely. And yesterday, he played so well, because Inter Milan, like I said, there's what about Inter Milan. They're a well-structured team. They are not why how good they are is because of they do sit back, but they are still back. They're not ultra defensive. They're not like the Burnleys or the Atletico Madrid of this world. Once they break, when they attack, when they counter attack, the breaks, Dumfries and DiMarco always on the wings, switch of play, very, very wonderful. And that's what you could see from the first minute. That was, if you saw the record yesterday, that was the fastest goal in UEFA Champions League semi-final.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Marcus Thuram, beautiful backflip from him. And who made the cross? Denzel Dumfries, who went on to score 2 other goals, 2 goals and 1 assist from him.
No wonder he was named the man of the match.
Yes, but going to Lamine Yamal, 2-0 down, they needed a statement into that game, because of it seems Inter already had them under lock and key for the first 20 minutes. But Lamine Yamal pops up with a beautiful goal, a beautiful calling effort. 5 minutes later, that sparked the comeback to 2-2, and then they went into halftime. And then from there, it was who blinked first. And really, I think Barca should actually watch it, but it shows that Hansi Flick is doing a whole lot of a good job.
Do you think they really missed Lewandowski yesterday?
I think they do, yeah. Ferran Torres did his bit. Very, very good player. He's
but in terms of experience,
but that was experience, maybe of course the balls are the way, because they made a lot of crosses into the box last night, but that area presence that they needed was not quite there. Ferran Torres doesn't quite have it. He's shown that plays off a main striker, and of course he got his goal rightly so. Raphinha doing a lot of good things for Barcelona at the moment. Raphinha has broken the record.
Awaiting Ballon d'Or.
Broken the record for it is funny that Raphinha is breaking Messi's Champions League record for goal involvement. It's very funny because Raphinha was someone that was a couple of years ago was playing at Leeds, and now he's leading the charge to get into the final of the UEFA Champions League. So good one for Barcelona. And Lamine Yamal really at 17. I don't know what I was doing at 17 really.
For me, I think there is one player that we are not talking about Barella. Barella really took over the midfield yesterday, even when you had the likes of Pedri and co. I was only seeing Barella.
I saw one Barca fan saying that Barella didn't know what was doing in the midfield. Champions League after the match, they did a special reel, highlight reel from the match for Nico Barella yesterday, because he really took over that midfield. And he's a player that Barella can score, he can assist, he can defend, he's rugged, he has the mentality. And that's why I told you before the show started, I said there's one thing that Inter Milan will always have over Barca. Barca has good players, they have talent and all that. But one thing that they have over Barca is that the mentality. Inter Milan, they've been in this position before. 2 years ago, they went into the final. If not for the grace of God over Man City's life, they could have lost that final. And somehow, when they go to San Siro, that would also play out. And if Inter start the way they started against Barcelona, again, they get a goal again, they get an in front, it will be very, very hard because it's a San Siro crowd.
Yes, of course.
And it's Inter's home ground. And of course, they are used to defending and showing up at the back. And I'm sure some of their injured players like Benjamin Pavard will have been back. And they will also back themselves up saying that, okay, we went to camp now, we scored 3 goals. We can do it again.
Yes, of course.
At the Giuseppe Meazza Stadium at San Siro. So I think Barca still have their work cut out, but I won't take it over Barca not to beat Inter. But Inter at home, it will be a very, very hard nut to crack if they get the first goal in that second leg. But it will be a very, very nice game to watch.
All right, in less than 1 minute, let's talk about Paris Saint-Germain against Arsenal at the Emirates. 1-0.
Yeah,
they stunned Arsenal.
It's not Arsenal. Early goal from PSG, and who else to score? Dembélé. Before the match, Enrique said something that in the earlier league phase, the match that Arsenal won 1-0, 3-0 rather, Dembélé was benched. He said, but this was the best reaction that Dembélé could give, and he rightly scored the goal. Arsenal were unlucky on the night. They had a lot of good efforts. But they couldn't.
That was in the second half because
in the second half,
the first 40 minutes was all about Paris.
PSG had the other lock and kill. Truly, Kvaratskhelia, Jurentiba really struggled against.
And of course, no thanks to your boy once again, Bakola.
Bakola was really wasteful. I've already told you that he's a very wasteful player. Of course, you know the bookings will never be able to Bakola.
Don't talk
because of Bakola is always the guy. But although this season has been very, very good. But I feel it's a very, very open game for, even if Arsenal are 1-0 down, going to the second leg and they're going to Parc des Princes. But I feel like Arsenal still have the technical know-how to come out and do something because they really grew into the game in the second half, but somehow they couldn't just get that goal. And I think in the second leg it will be more open. And
of course, with the absence of Thomas Partey,
it was a really big miss.
Partey.
Yeah, and of course he got an unnecessary yellow card that got him suspended for this first leg, but he's going to be back in the side, and definitely with Declan Rice and Mikel Merino, they're going to do something in the second leg. And I feel like Arsenal, they're still trying to qualify. Because personally, my personal opinion, I feel PSG, they are beatable. If you do the right things, they are beatable. But let's see how it goes anyway. All
right, away from UEFA Champions League, let's move straight to the second tier of football in Europe, talking about Europa, where Manchester United is playing. All right, Athletic Bilbao's dreams of reaching a Europa League final at their home ground, San Mamés, are just one order away. They face Manchester United in a crucial semi-final tie with the first leg set for Thursday evening. Talking about the Europa League, this is the only way that Manchester United can go back to Champions League. They have to go through this back door, which is the Europa League.
That's the only way they can make European football. And this is the only silver lining that is keeping Man United fans going. I know Man United fans out there, I know you guys are really hoping, but let's just keep the hope, because if you take a look at it, everything looks quite gloomy and everything looks dwindling. This is the only thing that's keeping United fans going. And for me personally, at the point United fans were jumping up and down, it's like joy plus delight for them, because Ahmad is now back to
Ahmad is
training.
back.
But on the other end, at a point last 2 weeks, Neco Williams was injured, but now he's back to training and he's fit to face United. Athletic Bilbao, from time last few matches we've played, they've always ousted out of the Europa League. Remember in 2011, where under Ferguson, when we played, was it 2011?
2011-12 season.
We played them in the quarterfinals, and then United could not actually go through.
The Andre Herrera set.
They beat Ferguson, Rooney's and co. Then, so it's a time for Amorim to really prove that we are going all out for this, and I'm sure United will be going all out for this. And I feel mentally they have looked out of the Premier League. That's why they are playing the way they are playing. So today it's going to be all goals blazing for United, and even for Athletic Bilbao too, because they're also doing well in the La Liga.
Yes, of
pushing
course.
For European football. They're in a place where you can play Europa League also. And of course, they know if they win, playing in their home ground, the final will be historic for them. For United too, it will be historic too going to Bilbao, because you know Spanish team has always been our Wolves' bane. But today, it's who blinks first. And it starts from now. So let's see if United can actually try and get something.
I feel Manchester United really need this Europa
really
more
do.
Than Athletic
because
next season they will have to attract players, big players. And if you're not playing the Champions, you're not playing the Europa, how do you attract big players?
You're not playing the Conference League.
Come on, don't talk about it. You're not Chelsea. All right, I'm talking about Chelsea. Chelsea also be in action against Jogeden this evening. And of course, in the other semi-final game, we have Tottenham versus Bodo Glimt. Talking about Manchester United, both teams will be looking for a vital advantage ahead of the return leg at Old Trafford. That is how much you can take on Sport Talk on Enterprise TV. Endeavor to subscribe and click the notification bell to get notified of all alerts. Follow us across our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. Like, share, and engage in all our content. Visit our website at www.enterprisetvnews.com for all the news you can use, the inclusives, and the live update. Victor Ayeton Daminelli, a United fan, has been great on the show this wonderful
Thank you very much. Of course, glory, my United all the way. So let's see how it goes.
All right, my name remains John Olasukomi. See you next time.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.